try to look and reflect on these two pictures. What changes in the Filipinos' daily life is taking place in the picture?
Why did the government need to step up law enforcement during the COVID-19 pandemic?
The community as a social system is composed of different structures. These structures as manifest in latent functions to the entire system. They are supposed to help communities achieve stability. However, the results are not always positive. That is the reason why we need the knowledge on community dynamics and process to help us understand why it is so. The illustration shows the interactions of the different structures can help bring the stability to the community.
We have here in a circular model, in the center, we have here stable community. It is the start of everything. We have social structure, cultural structure, economic structure, and last but not the least, political structure.
Here in Pasig City, there is stability if the community can withstand all challenges brought about by miscalculations of the people, wrong decisions by leaders, and any other natural and social phenomena. One example is the COVID-19 pandemic.
And without further ado, let us study and discuss the structure of community. Let us proceed with the first reporter.
Social structure. First and foremost, the family being the foundation of every community. Of all the structures of the community, the family has the biggest contribution to the character building of the population. The individual member undergo a process of character building based on a common cultural views and practices by the family.
As you can see, we have here the illustration of Filipino family by the late national artist, Fernando Amorsolo.
Social groupings is another example under the category of social structure. The identity of social group depends on what function it represents and how it operates in performing its functions. Considered within the realm of social group are those groups outside the confines of the family circle. Members in different social groups do not always follow a single pattern of inclusion. It may depend on the nature and functions of a group. One group may be open for all ages and gender, while others may be restricted to pre-identify class-like interests and occupations among others. For example, in Pasig City, community pantry was performed during the COVID-19 lockdown to help and to sustain the momentary needs of the particular part of the community.
A strong and dynamic social groupings encourage discourses on social concern, resulting in changes in views on how issues should be taken or resolved. They are also open the door for the innovative way of doing daily tasks and introducing new ideas that can bring positive impact to the economic and political processes. The social structure interaction that were driven by the human inherent drive to form bonds with other diverse purposes. The family, the people in the neighborhood, peers in the circle of friends, they are all form part of one person's social network. The presence of each of the group within the social structure is usually felt when they engage in the issue affecting the community, just like what you have seen in the picture. Now, furthermore, I will now pass the microphone to the next reporter, which is...
Hi everyone, I am Romer Bastuir and I will tackle about cultural structure. Now let's start about cultural structure. For Edward Burnett Tyler, considered as a father of cultural anthropology, culture is a complex whole which includes knowledge, beliefs, law, art, morals, customs, and other capabilities and habits acquired by a man as a member of society. Culture doesn't take form in short span of time but rather is shaped through a long period practice in the process of deliberate transfer from a generation to another.
Religion is part of the cultural structure with the purpose of promoting beliefs and influencing individuals' way of dealing with day-to-day life situations. Religion's beliefs are responsible for many social activities observed in different parts of the country, which include the towns of Fiestas, Christmas, and Eid al-Fitr.
Here in Pasig, Pasig Day is celebrated every 2 June to commemorate events that changed the history of city of Pasig.
Traditional culture remains apparent in the social traits of many Filipinos. Indigenous people continue to cling to their traditional practices as a way of life even when they are already in an entirely different social and geographical environment.
During the crisis, we dig deeper into our stockpile of social values in helping each other cope with the effects of the pandemic. One example is the Bayanihan, which despite the crisis we are facing, some people still manage to help those in need.
The cultural structure may be likened to the software in a computer, which defines the usefulness of each of the parts or the so-called hardware. Even when the computer is equipped with the best hardware available, if there is no software, there is no way the computer will be of any help to the owner. That is the case with the community composed of people of complex personalities and values. The culture system will serve as a unifying factor toward creating a dynamic, orderly, and progressive community.
Our discussion is not ended here. We still have Kian and Kim to on the stage.
Hello guys, I'm Kian Lati and I'm also one of the reporters for today. Let's start with economic structure. Part of the economic structure is the system on equal distribution of resources, including the multitude of benefits that can be derived from them. One of the best examples in our community, which is in Pasig, the local government of Pasig is set to distribute tablets and laptops to public school students and teachers respectively in a bid to help them comply with the requirements of distance learning amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. Economic structure maintains a set of rules to regulate and to protect the interest of everyone in the community, from the consumer to the producers and the distributors of goods and services.
In addition, many traditional communities' economic structure is observed as part of their culture. There is a system of property acquisition and transfer of ownership. In urban communities, economic activities are driven by the reliance of modern technologies. As you can see on the picture, Pasig City has one of the best examples of showing economic structure, and these are distribution of goods, Tanghalang Rizal Theater at Rizal High School, fixing roads around Pasig community, and the continuous distribution of COVID-19 vaccination.
The economic structure consists of rules and practices that govern fair distribution and utilizations of resources, the people that produce and facilitate the distribution of products and services, and of course the people who consumes the product and services, ensuring healthy interactions between the economic structure and the other three.
Last but not the least, the next reporter will be Miss Andeline Baltazar. Let us hear her out.
Good day, everyone. I am Andeline Baltazar. So for the last topic, I have here political structure. So what is political structure? It is basic to the community in upholding and preserving order. This kind of structure is indispensable, even in the family where order is important to keep it stable. It sets the limitations for each person's freedom and rights over matter that includes property ownership, privacy, inheritance, and use of public domains, among others. During Pasig City Mayor Vico Soto, he has a big part on making Pasig City better. He established good relationship on people that influence the community in a good way. Political structure of Pasig City government's mission is to achieve a sustainable connection between its people and city, and it shows the results. In any group or community, there is an entity that holds power which should be practiced in harmony with the established goals, otherwise, social discords and instability will follow. Power within the political structure may be exercised according to customary practices as well as the convention supported by the community members. Formal authority to govern, on the other hand, may be obtained through the process of election or simply by designation from a higher authority. It ends here our discussion. Let's proceed to the next part, which is the analysis. So for our analysis in our group video presentation, we already discussed about the community structures, which are the social, cultural, economic, and political structure. We were able to connect all of the topic in our very own community, which is the Pasig City. We were able to distribute a lot of informations regarding to our topic. As part of the community, we are responsible to relate the structures to our community situations.
And for the reflection of our video presentation, as a student of Pasig City community, we are able to reflect on how all of our topic is connected to each other, especially when it comes to our community. Community will not work as one without its people who will execute the action. It is our responsibility to do our part with compassion and discipline. As we've done discussing it, therefore I realize that every community structure has a role to portray. It has every step to accomplish and to aim a better connection to the community and its people.